Right now, somewhere near you, your phone is sitting face down on a table. You haven't touched it in maybe 10 minutes, but part of your brain is still thinking about it. That pull you feel isn't weakness. It isn't a lack of discipline. The real answer is far stranger. It's a survival system that's over 1 million years old, and it's firing exactly the way it was designed to. Your brain didn't evolve for smartphones. It evolved for savannas, forests, and small bands of people who depended on each other to survive. And one of the most important jobs your brain ever had was tracking information that might matter to your survival. Not entertainment. Information. Did something move in the grass? Did someone in your group make a strange sound? Is there a new smell in the air that wasn't there before? Your ancestors who paid attention to these small signals lived longer. The ones who ignored them sometimes didn't get a second chance, so your brain built a system. A simple one. Notice something new, investigate it, decide if it's a threat, a resource, or nothing. Then move on. This system runs on a chemical called dopamine. You've probably heard the word before, but here's what it actually does. Dopamine isn't a reward chemical that gets released when something good happens. That's the popular myth. Dopamine is released in anticipation of something. It's the chemical of maybe. Maybe there's something interesting behind that rock. Maybe that rustling sound is food. Maybe. Neuroscientist Wolfram Schultz ran experiments in the 1990s using monkeys and small reward cues. He found something the field wasn't expecting. Dopamine spiked hardest not when the monkeys received the reward, but when they didn't know if the reward was coming. Uncertainty. That's the trigger. Your brain is, at its core, an uncertainty-resolving machine, and it loves the process of resolving it almost more than the outcome itself. Now think about your phone. Every time you pick it up, you don't know what you'll find. Maybe a message, maybe nothing, maybe a notification that matters, maybe one that doesn't. That maybe is doing exactly what a rustling bush did for your ancestors 100,000 years ago. Your phone didn't create this loop. It just figured out how to trigger it constantly, on demand, in your pocket. There's a name for part of this. It's called the Zygarnik effect, named after psychologist Bluma Zygarnik, who studied it in the 1920s. She noticed that people remember unfinished tasks far better than finished ones. An open task creates a kind of mental tension. Your brain keeps a small thread of attention on it until it's resolved. An unread message is an unfinished task. A notification badge with a number on it is an unfinished task. Your brain doesn't know the difference between someone is waiting for my reply and a server somewhere incremented a counter. It just sees an open loop. And open loops pull at you until they're closed. Here's where it gets stranger. Your ancestors lived in groups of maybe 50 to 150 people. This number isn't random. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar studied primate brain size compared to social group size and found a consistent pattern. The bigger the social group, the bigger the brain region dedicated to tracking relationships. For humans, that number tends to land somewhere around 150 stable relationships. That's it. That's roughly the operating capacity of the social tracking system in your head. Now think about how many people you're connected to. Hundreds, maybe thousands if you count every platform. Your brain is trying to run social tracking software built for a village of 150 on a network of potentially thousands. It can't actually do that, so it does something else instead. It treats every notification as if it might be socially important. A like, a comment, a message from someone you haven't spoken to in years. Your ancient social radar pings on all of it, because for most of human history, almost all social information was important. Ignoring someone in your group of 150 could mean real consequences, so your brain doesn't filter. It checks. This is why a notification from someone you don't even like can still create that small pull to look. Now let's talk about why you keep coming back, even when you know, logically, there's nothing new. Picture an animal foraging for food. It doesn't know exactly where the food is, so it searches one area, finds a little, moves to another area, finds a little more. This is called a foraging pattern, and it's been studied across species for decades. The key detail is this: foraging animals don't search randomly. They search in a way that maximizes the chance of finding something. based on past experience of where things have been found before. Your phone has trained your foraging pattern. You found something interesting on it before. A message, a video, a piece of news. So your brain has learned. This object sometimes has something in it. And like any good forager, it returns to the spot that has paid off before, even if the last few visits were empty. This isn't a flaw in you. It's the same mechanism that helped a hunter-gatherer remember which valley had berries last spring. There's one more piece, and it's the part most people never think about. Your ancestors lived with constant low-level uncertainty about their environment, weather, predators, food supply, the location of the rest of their group. Their brains evolved to tolerate this uncertainty by periodically checking the environment. Look around, listen, scan the horizon, then go back to what you were doing. This scanning behavior was cheap, fast, and kept them safe. Your phone has become the horizon. Picking it up isn't really about the phone. It's an ancient scanning behavior, repurposed. You're checking the environment. It just so happens that the environment now includes group chats, social feeds, and news alerts instead of weather and wildlife. And here's the twist nobody talks about. Once you understand this, the pull doesn't necessarily stop. Psychologist Adam Alter, who has written extensively on this topic, points out that understanding a mechanism doesn't automatically disable it. Knowing why a magic trick works doesn't stop your eyes from being fooled by it. But it does change something important. It changes what the pull means. When you feel that urge to check your phone for the 5th time in 20 minutes, that isn't a sign that something is wrong with you. It's a sign that an extremely old, extremely well-built system is doing exactly what it was built to do. It's scanning. It's resolving uncertainty. It's checking on the tribe. The system isn't broken. It's just pointed at something it was never designed to handle. A device that can generate an infinite number of maybes every hour, every day, with no endpoint and no resolution. Your ancestors checked the horizon and then went back to their lives, because the horizon eventually ran out of new things to show them. Your phone never runs out. So tonight, when you feel that small pull, that tiny itch to flip it over and look, you might notice it a little differently. Not as a failure of willpower, but as the oldest part of your brain, still scanning the horizon, still checking on the tribe, still asking the same question it's always asked. Is there something out there I need to know about? And right now, somewhere near you, your phone is sitting face down on a table, waiting for you to ask it the same question all over again.